Patricia, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Now, you've issued that statement expressing your concern over these rumours of an imminent alcohol ban following that announcement of the variant. Just take us through some of your concerns at this point.
Well, thanks so much. I think the main concern is, as you've seen, the president has announced that he will address us this evening at 8 o'clock. And we, as the alcohol industry, have still not been consulted with regards to any pending lockdowns, any restrictions with regards to the industry. And this is not the first time that this has happened. This continues to happen every time that we are banned as the alcohol industry. All we have been hearing are rumours out in terms of the trade efforts to what happens in these meetings that happen behind closed doors. And the real concern is that we are approaching our peak season. As you know, Christmas and New Year is the industry's peak season. We rely very heavily on tourism. As you've seen and said right now, the shutdown, our beer tourism as well is big for us in this industry, and we really need to recover. And any sign of signaling of a lockdown for this alcohol industry and the value chain will be really a detriment to this industry.
So what would be your suggestion, given the announcement of this new variant, that yes, we all must acknowledge that the industry contributes significantly to the GDP. I mean, we registered a 60.7 billion loss in the previous year, but nevertheless, there is this announcement. So what would have been a more ideal situation?
You know, ideally, we would love collaboration and consultation. And I think that is what we have, from the onset of this virus landing on our shores, said to government. And letter after letter, we have said to government, let's work together. And some of the provincial authorities that have worked with us and national authorities have seen the success of the initiatives when we have partnered, whether it's from the road traffic campaigns that we've launched, the Don't Drink and Swims that we've done in KZN, and the various other campaigns in terms of vaccine awareness. We've also had our own members like SAP set up vaccination stations at their offices, open up to families and their employees first and then to the broader public, but also had our members like Heineken who've gone into the streets of the townships, etc., announcing to people the importance of being vaccinated. So I can go on with the amount of projects and initiatives that we've done, but without collaboration and insight and collaboration and consultation from government, we're not going to go very far. We have said as an industry right up front that the gatherings are to be kept to a minimum. And every time we've had an ease in terms of a strain, the government keeps on opening up the numbers for gatherings. We've said that vaccinations should be increased in terms of the awareness, and more needs to be done. It's not okay that we've got just over 20% of South Africans that are only vaccinated, when the world average is sitting at 70%, with Europe far over 80%. And these are things that we've now had to take on our own accord to save our economy and our industry. And we really feel government needs to work with us. We cannot be working with this alone.
Just take us through the initiatives, particularly around vaccine hesitancy, because it's a reality. Many people have all sorts of theories around vaccines. So how do you assist in this respect? But also, we do know that this is a unique position that we find ourselves in with the new variant. They may not have given you their audience, but we have. What would you think needs to be done in this instance if we had to have alcohol remain and somehow we still curb the spread of this new variant?
I think we definitely need to look at our events and our gatherings. And with regards to the hesitancy with regards to the vaccines, I think the bare minimum that we can look at is the rapid testing at events. And we've seen this at some of the local sports events where people are doing the rapid testing. So you get there a little bit earlier. Within 15 minutes, you can have your COVID clearance and you can carry on with your event or whatever it is that you were there to do. And these are the things that we are exploring, but also putting forward into government to say, let us consider these. But ideally, we would want a mandatory vaccination policy where people need to get vaccinated. But because of the constitutional elements involved in that, we at least are exploring to say, at least for our events, can we look at rapid testing? Because the more of us that have built an immune system, the better. We don't need to shut this economy down.
No, Patricia, we hear you. Hopefully it will be in your favor. We'll hear what the president has to say tonight. But thank you very much for your time. That was Patricia Pillay from the Beer Association of South Africa.